Now I can begin. Hey guys, it's Katie and welcome back to my channel and another edition of Review Wednesdays. Today I'm going to be talking about a product that I have mentioned in one favorites video, I think, and I used it in another video and I hauled it, and basically it's just been a product I've really been liking the last couple months, and that is the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25-Hour Foundation with Comfort Serum. Longest title ever, but it is so good, and I believe that I got this for about $4.50, which is crazy cheap for a foundation. Is what I have on my face today. Obviously, I do have some concealer under the eyes and some as a highlight, and then I do have some contouring and blush and all of that on, but nothing crazy. I wanted to keep it very light. I actually like what I did with the eyes. It's just one of those Rimmel Scandal Eyes pencils, but I have not used it before, so I don't know how it's going to last, but so far liking that. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the demo and just insert that here, and then I will be back to give you my thoughts on the foundation. So I'm just going to prime my entire face with the NYX Angel Veil Primer. Now the only way that I like to apply this is with the Beauty Blender. So I just have my wet Beauty Blender and I have some product on the back of my hand, and I just like to start in the center of my face and blend out. I usually do like a few dots on my nose and around it, and then go ahead and blend it. And so that is about one layer. I'm going to go in with about half as much as I started with, do a second layer. I'll go ahead and zoom in so you can see what it looks like first without any setting powder or any concealer. Alright, so I'm just going to go with the claims on the back and go through and say what I think about each one and how it lives up to the claim or doesn't. So first, it is a full coverage foundation enriched with a comfort serum. I don't really know what a comfort serum is supposed to mean, but it does feel very comfortable on the skin, and it doesn't really feel like you're wearing a lot of makeup, even if it is built up to full coverage. Bringing me to the second point, which is that I think personally that this is more of a medium coverage that you can build to a full coverage, which for me is fine, especially when you're paying like under $5 for a foundation. It's okay if I use a little more of it. I typically, what I did today for all the areas of my face where I have breakouts currently, I just did 2 layers, and the 2 layers worked perfectly because it does build up without becoming cakey, as you saw in the demo. So I would say that it lives up to that. Just keep in mind that it's more of a medium to full buildable coverage, which I guess kind of contradicts the instant perfect coverage that lasts all day. It's not exactly instant. I do have to build it up, but it definitely does last all day, which is the main thing that I love about this foundation. With oily skin, if you have oily skin, you know how difficult it can be to get a foundation to last all day without just like oil everywhere. And this is like one of the only foundations that I've ever tried where I don't even usually have to touch up my skin. It just is perfect because it starts with this kind of satin finish, and at the end it does look a little glowy but not greasy and oily, and it doesn't transfer off. Even though it feels tacky after I've set it, which I did set with my RCMA no color powder, it doesn't transfer. So like I can touch my face and it won't transfer or anything. So I really like that about it as well. Sweat, heat, humidity, and transfer proof up to 25 hours. I've sweat with this on and it doesn't come off, but right now it is just the beginning of spring, so I haven't really put it to the test against humidity and heat yet. So that will kind of be the true test in the summer. But as far as right now goes, with just average, like kind of nice temperatures outside, it lasts fine. And I have sweat quite a bit wearing this foundation, and it hasn't come off, which leads me to believe that most likely it will hold up well in humidity. And those are all the claims that it has on the back. It does have an SPF 20 sunscreen, which is good as well, because on an everyday basis, I do like to make sure that I'm wearing SPF because it's just important for your skin. Everybody's saying it, but it is really important. I thought I would do kind of a top 3 things I like about it and then the 3 things that I don't like about it. That way you kind of get a pros and cons list, and then this review will be complete. So we'll just start with the things I like. The number 1 thing that I like about it is that it lasts all day like it says it will. I hate when products say they're gonna last all day and then they don't, but this one actually does last all day without transferring, without getting gross and greasy and leaving like the redness coming through on my cheeks or anything like that. It is a great foundation for lasting power. The second thing I like about it is the ability to build it up without it looking cakey. I think it's because of the gel kind of consistency of it that you can really build it up. I use a beauty blender and I keep building it up until it is the coverage that I want, but it doesn't look cakey and like I have a ton of foundation on, and it doesn't feel like it either. That's the other thing that I hate. And the third thing I like about it is just the finish of it is so beautiful. It's like this nice satin finish. It's not matte, it's not dewy, it's just very skin-like, and I just really enjoy that about it. Now the 3 things that I don't like about it. My main issue with it is that it really emphasizes pores, which is why I used a pore minimizing primer and made sure that they were all smoothed out before I began applying the foundation. The second thing I don't like about it is it's very heavily fragranced. It hasn't irritated my skin, I don't think, but I do know that a lot of fragrances do tend to irritate my skin, so I would imagine that the fragrance in it might irritate people with very sensitive skin. And then the third thing I don't like about it is that I really feel like the only way that I can apply this is with a beauty blender. I don't think that it looks good using a brush, at least on my skin. It kind of just smears it over my face. But I've watched a ton of reviews and other people don't say that, so maybe I'm just weird, but I really don't like how it applies with a brush. So that completes my review of the Rimmel 25-Hour Lasting Finish Foundation. I would give this product a 4 out of 5 stars. The 1 star I'm taking off is because of the emphasizing pore situation, but I think that the fact that it's like $5 makes up for it, so I don't really mind using a pore minimizing primer underneath, which I typically use anyway. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this review or if there are any other foundations or anything else that you would like to see reviewed on a Review Wednesday, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!